If you've read Malice, the first book in The Faithful and the Fallen by John Gwynne, then you already know that John Gwynne does not believe in easing you into things. And Valor wastes absolutely no time reaffirming that. War has fully erupted across the Banished Lands. Corbin is on the run, hunted by giants and the agents of Queen Rin. Veritas is racing back to stand by the side of his king after witnessing betrayal on the battlefield. Maquin is chasing revenge through pirate slavers and pit fighting arenas. And Nether is becoming increasingly entangled in the political and military chaos sweeping the West as the kingdoms start choosing sides. And something that I keep saying about John Gwynne that shows up in full force here is just how efficient of a storyteller he is, meaning that he has a profound skill in driving deep emotional investment incredibly quickly. Even when we're dealing with characters that we dislike, he gives everyone enough emotional weight that we are locked into their storylines. I can't think of a single character that feels like a throwaway. That's how deep and good his character work and world building is. Revenge, jealousy, ambition, loyalty. Gwynne taps effectively into the full human range of emotions and spreads them across a huge cast of characters. And even when juggling more than a handful of POV characters, the story never feels bloated. And I think part of that is the writing style. It is not particularly ornate or lyrical, but I think in this instance that is a huge strength. Compared to another one of my favorites, Christopher Rocchio, where the elevated language is a huge part of the appeal. Gwynne's writing is more direct. It carries weight and gravitas, but without the risk of language slowing down momentum. And the momentum here is relentless. One of the best things about Valor is there is no sophomore slump. It picks up right where Malice left off and turns that all the way up to 11. Higher stakes, deadlier conflicts, constantly escalating tension, which has me both frothing at the mouth and terrified to get into ruin. John Gwynne has a George R.R. Martin-esque enthusiasm for killing characters, and frankly, I am concerned for everyone involved. When I sat down to try to think of criticisms for Valor, it's too good? There are characters that I dislike. That's intentional. There are plot lines that I find slightly less interesting than others, but at that point we are separating roses from daisies and Jeff thinks all flowers are beautiful. Valor grabs you by the heart, drags you into the shield wall, throws you into a world full of revenge, loyalty, and war, and it absolutely refuses to let go. It never lets go. You should read this book. Bye.